Chalo, you all can hear me? Voice asche? Okay. So, okay. Last class we have discussed this thing. Last class was yesterday only. So last class we have discussed fundamental identities, which you have to remember. Some of the standard identities I have told you. You must be remembering for your competitive exams. Apart from which we have discussed the unit circle. Okay. And some standard notations we have defined sin theta, cos theta, and tan theta. And we have seen some relations in the last class. So in this class, we'll solve certain questions on fundamental identities first. Those identities which you have learned. Some previous year questions. And rather, I have taken questions from Tomato also. Tomato and previous year JEE questions. And mostly, questions from this particular part have not been from this particular part means from typical fundamental identities, from core fundamental identities. Whatever questions I have taken are from core fundamental identities only. Okay, not any extra compound angle formulas or allied angle formulas, any kind of thing, not like that. I have only taken questions from basic fundamental identities. So those questions, previous year JEE questions and few Tomato questions are also there. But normally from this particular part, since it's a very basic part, questions have not been asked in your ISI entrance, as this is a very basic one, a very basic part to be considered. Okay, so like I told you, for basic practice, you will solve JEE Mains questions only. So gradually this will be helpful for you. So just a bit recalling of what we have done in the last class. We have defined this thing, this all sin tan cos formula. We have seen over there in a quadrant. Whenever we are taking this quadrant, we have defined the quadrant in the last class. So whenever we take this quadrant using a unit circle, what we do in the quadrant system, any point on the quadrant system is actually your this particular depends your to define your sin theta and cos theta. What you used to do is you will first take the triangle. You first consider any point. Likewise, how we have defined sin theta and cos theta in the last class. So likewise, based on this quadrant only, different quadrants we have seen over here. All t ratios are positive. Only sin is positive, tan is positive, and cos is positive. This is what we have seen in the last class. Now let us see one more concept before we move on to that particular thing, because you might need this particular concept. You know this thing, just you have learned this thing in your 10th standard also. Okay, so just the proof of this thing, how we actually prove this. You should know the very basic idea of the proof at least. Okay, once in lifetime you must be knowing the proof at least. One proof of this particular reduction formula I used to call the proof of reduction formula. Reduction, what is reduction formula? All of you know this thing. Maybe the name is new to you, but the concept is not at least new. Okay, so reduction formula. Now what is a reduction formula? Let me do one thing. Let me take this diagram. So reduction formula. Now what is this? Reduction formula. Although the fundamental identities will not need it, but some questions might be there where you might face this particular reduction formula. There are various formulas, various reduction formulas. So here we discuss the reduction formula for 90 minus theta. Sin 90 minus theta, cos 90 minus theta. All of you know this thing. Sin 90 minus theta is actually cos theta. Cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. All of you know this thing. So the thing is, actually the concept is derived from this unit circle itself. Okay, I discussed with respect to this unit circle point of view. What we do is actually over here, I take a point over here. You all know that suppose over here, like if I take a point on this circle, let's say x comma y, suppose I'm taking this point x comma y. Okay, we consider this much distance, which is the radius of the circle from the origin, let's say r. Okay, so once if you drop a perpendicular from here, this particular perpendicular, so and suppose if this angle is theta, this angle is theta, you all know this much is x, actually x distance, and this much is y distance. This much will be y distance, right? If this is x and then this will be y, so that this particular coordinate makes up to x comma y. Acha, if this is theta, so you all know that this is 90 minus theta. If this is theta, then this is 90 minus theta. This particular thing is 90 minus theta. This angle is 90 minus theta. This is 90 degree basically. So what is the concept actually over here? Suppose if I draw the same diagram over here, okay, imagine that I am drawing the same circle over here in the second diagram, okay. So what I do over here, I purposely draw in such a manner, basically I purposely draw in such a manner that from the origin, like in the origin itself, I will create 90 minus theta. I will draw this triangle in such a manner purposely, okay. Likewise, I will draw this particular circle, this triangle basically in such a manner that in the origin itself, I will create a 90 minus theta. Okay. In the origin itself, I will create 90 minus theta. Okay. Fine. This radius, this is r basically. R will remain the same. That is the radius of the circle remains the same wherever you take it. Anyway, so the thing is over here, the main concept. If this is 90 minus theta, if this is 90 minus theta, so gradually this will be what? Theta. This will be theta. If this is 90 minus theta, the other angle will be theta. This angle will be theta, isn't it? This angle will be theta in that case. Okay. This is r actually. So here we have r. Here also we have r. Can I say these two triangles are congruent triangle? Can I say these two triangles are congruent triangles? A by ASA actually. These two triangles are congruent triangles. Can I say this particular part that these two triangles are, we have done congruency, right? Geometry you have done in your 10th standard. These two triangles are congruent triangles by ASA. Axiom basically. Okay. ASA. Fine. So what I'm trying to generate, basically, what is this? This is actually reduction formula for what? Reduction formula for 90 minus theta. I don't like 90 minus theta. So I am reducing it to some theta. I am reducing this to theta. I do not like 90 minus theta. Sin 90 minus theta, I do not want, it's a very large angle, 90 minus theta. I want to reduce it to some theta. So I'm taking this to be with the help of a reduction formula. I'll call this as, okay. So these two triangles are congruent triangle by ASA. So if these two are congruent, basically, there is one more thing that the front side, basically, the front side of equal angles are equal. Means equal sides opposite to equal angles are equal. Right? If these two are congruent triangles, then equal sides opposite to equal angles are also equal. Means basically what I'm trying to say, if this is theta, if this is theta, this is theta, then opposite of theta will be what? Y. So if this is theta now, so genuinely opposite of this theta will be this much distance will be y now. This much distance will be y, isn't it? If this is theta, then the opposite side of this angle is y. So corresponding to this particular angle, if this is theta, then the opposite of theta will be y. Angles, equal sides, opposite to equal angles are equal basically. Anyway, so over here, similarly, since this is 90 minus theta, opposite side is x. So gradually, if this is 90 minus theta, this much distance will become x now. This much distance will become x now, isn't it? Okay. This much distance will become x now. So automatically the coordinates which was x comma y, this will turn out to be y comma x. Automatically this particular coordinate, if you take 90 minus theta over here and theta over here, gradually this particular coordinate which was x comma y, gradually this will turn out to be y comma x. Is this much clear to you? What we are trying to do? Is this much clear? This coordinate will become y comma x. बोलो. Clear for all? Very basic concept. I'm simply using some basic geometry over here. So next what we do is actually this is the reason for which what you are getting sine 90 minus theta, because over here if you focus on this particular triangle, once you take sine 90 minus theta, basically sine 90 minus theta, this is actually, this will become what? This will become, sine means what? Sine means actually perpendicular by hypotenuse. So in this case perpendicular is actually x. This was actually x by r. Initially what was your sine theta? Initially for this one, initially sine theta was what? Initially sine theta was actually uh, y by r actually, isn't it? Initially sine theta was actually y by r, correct? So but in this case you have sine 90 minus theta, this is actually x by r now, x by r. Over here this is actually x by r. But we also know from the first thing, we also know from the first diagram over here itself, we know that cos 90 minus theta is what? What is cos 90 minus theta? Sorry, cos theta. What is cos theta from here? Cos theta will be x by r. Cos theta will be x by r, isn't it? From this particular first diagram, we know that cos theta is actually x by r. So gradually over here, sine 90 minus theta is actually x by r, which is nothing but cos theta. This is nothing but cos theta. So this is the reason why you're getting, this is the reason why you're getting sine 90 minus theta is actually cos theta, and cos 90 minus theta. All of you know this thing, cos 90 minus theta is actually sine theta. Okay. So once you know sine 90 minus theta and cos 90 minus theta, you all can derive tan 90 minus theta also. Okay. So tan 90 minus theta will be, tan 90 minus theta you can simply derive from here itself. Tan 90 minus theta will be sine 90 minus theta divided by cos 90 minus theta. So that is cos theta by sine theta, which is cot theta. Okay. So as cot 90 minus theta, you all know this thing. You're doing this from your 10th standard. Cot 90 minus theta, this is tan theta. Okay. These things are already known to you, not new to you. Once in a lifetime you must know the proof of this particular thing, what we are doing over here with respect to this unit circle concept. Actually we have derived this thing. Chalo, let's now move on to the questions based on fundamental identities, what we have discussed in the last class. Then we'll see more formulas like 90 plus theta, also 180 plus theta, 180 minus theta, what happens, how to deal with angles, how do we find angles, all these things we are going to see over there itself. Okay, let's do some questions on fundamental identities. JEE questions first we'll start off with, because these are very basic questions I have considered. Okay, JEE Mains questions are too basic in with respect to this fundamental identities point of view actually. Okay, chalo, let's start with the first question. You all only solve these are very basic questions. This expression can be written as what? Simplify and tell me the option. Asked in JEE Mains 2013, very basic question. Simplify and tell me what you're getting. This particular expression can be written as what? Simple use of fundamental identities, nothing else. You all solve itself. Very basic question. These are just for practice, nothing else. Solve and say the answer. Tan theta, tan A by 1 minus cot A plus cot A by 1 minus tan A. This can be simplified as what? Simplify. Anit bolle B. Anit is saying B. And what you're saying? So can we simplify each and every options and see? If you simplify each and every options for this particular question, what will happen is you can do that, but this will be very lengthy in that case. You can do that. You can see by adjusting the options, like first option or the second option, you can break into sine cos and then you can verify. But the thing is, it will be lengthy. It will be lengthy. Okay. So each and every options in that case you have to verify, so gradually it is better to start with this particular expression itself. Okay, not so difficult question. Simply break this. You can break this into sine cos also if you want, and in case if you don't want to break this into sine cos, you can simply keep it to tan and cot and simply tan and just break into tan itself. Okay, bring into just one terms, like either break into sine cos or simply break into tan. Yes, B is the right answer. So tan A divided by 1 minus cot A, I can write this cot A as 1 by tan A. Okay, plus, and here we have cot A, so I write this as 1 by tan A divided by 1 minus tan A. I told you can solve this by sine cos formula also. Okay, by breaking simply into sine and cos, whichever is easier for you. So if I simplify this, so I get how much? This is tan square A. Tan square A divided by tan A minus 1, and over here we have minus this particular thing 1 upon tan A minus 1. I take minus over here. Okay, since we have 1 minus tan A over here. Okay, so I'm taking one minus common itself just to make this denominator same over here itself. Okay, sure. Tan A minus 1 into tan A. Okay, next simplify. What else you can do? You just simplify by, here we have LCM, this will be tan A minus 1, right? And in the numerator we have tan cube A minus 1 divided by tan A minus 1, this being the LCM. Okay, now you can break this into A cube minus B cube formula. Okay, now you can simply break this into A cube minus B cube formula. Fine, A cube minus B cube formula. So what is the formula? A minus B into A square plus AB plus B square divided by tan A minus 1 into into tan A was also there. I actually missed out this thing. Into tan A. So next what? This is getting cancelled out. This part is getting cancelled out. Okay. Fine. Here was tan A. Tan A was there. Sorry, missed out. Ultimately, we are getting this thing. Now you simplify this part. Sec square A. How much you are getting? This is tan square A plus tan A plus 1. So simplify this thing. So here we have this particular part. Tan square A plus 1. This will turn out to be 1 plus tan square A basically. This will turn out to be sec square A. So sec square A plus tan A. Okay. Sec square A plus tan A divided by tan A. Now you match with the option. We have simplified a lot. Now you simply match with the options. Okay. So sec square A by tan A. Separate this thing. So we have sec square A by tan A plus 1. So plus 1 so we are getting then sec square A by tan A plus 1. Okay. Fine. So now you all can clearly see from here, this is option B is the right answer. Option B is the right answer. Break this sec square A, you are getting sec square A, and 1 by this particular tan A you are getting. Okay, you will see the certain cancellations, and option B will be the right answer. Those who have said option B, I think only 2 or 3 of you have answered option B. B is the right answer. Okay, chalo, next one. So next one is a nice question, JEE Mains question. This was not JEE Mains. Most probably this was an IIT-JEE question. If I am not wrong, this most probably this was an IIT-JEE question. This is not JEE Mains. Most probably this was IIT-JEE question, as far as I remember. I don't remember the exact year basically, but as far as I remember, this is an IIT-JEE question. Solve this. Solve this. Just a second. I'll just come. You will try to solve this. P set is given. Set theory question. Set theory and trigonometry mixed up. P is given. Q is given. And these options are given. Solve this. Solve this. Take how much time? Take around 3-4 minutes to solve this. Okay. I'll just. Chalo. I think most of you have given the answer. Just a second. Let me see. के बोलछो अनित D, Yashika D. Yes, D is the right answer. So this is given. Theta. Theta is what? Theta is actually the solution of this particular equation given. Sin theta minus cos theta is √2 cos theta. Same thing goes for the Q set also. Set Q. Theta such that sin theta plus cos theta is equals to √2 sin theta. So we simplify this thing and find out. Let's see what we can do from here. Okay, we just need to verify whether this is a subset or not a subset, or two of these sets are equal actually. This is overall what we need to verify. Okay, let's simplify this a bit over here. So to find out this particular theta, let's simplify this a bit over here. So we have sin theta minus cos theta. Let's take the first set over here. Sin theta minus cos theta is actually √2 cos theta. Okay, √2 cos theta. So what we can do, first of all, let's do one thing. Take this cos theta minus cos theta on the right hand side. So we have sin theta is actually √2 plus 1 cos theta. √2 plus 1 cos theta. Okay, and if you take this cos theta on the left hand side, so this will become tan theta. Ultimately, you're getting tan theta is actually √2 plus 1. This is the simplest way I'm showing you to solve this thing. There may be other way to solve. You have solved maybe in some different approach or different way. So tan theta is actually √2 plus 1. Similarly, I take Q set over here. I simplify this also. Sin theta plus cos theta. Sin theta plus cos theta. The second set which is given, sin theta plus cos theta, is actually √2 sin theta. So what I do? Sin theta and √2 sin theta. Okay. So if you take this on the left hand side, or take this sin theta on the right hand side, so here we have cos theta is actually √2 minus 1 sin theta. Okay. So ultimately we can find out what is tan theta. Similarly, tan theta, which is ultimately, basically we are simply simplifying this particular set. The theta, the values of theta will remains the same over here. So tan theta is actually 1 by √2 minus 1. Okay. Now √2 plus 1 and 1 by √2 minus 1, both are the same. What you need to do is just simply rationalize. Simply rationalize. √2 minus 1 divided by √2 minus 1. Sorry, √2 plus 1 divided by √2 minus 1 into √2 plus 1. Simple rationalization, nothing else. So this will become √2 plus 1, and denominator we have √2 whole square minus 1. That's simply 1 itself. So that is same as √2 plus 1. So here we have tan theta is √2 plus 1, tan theta is √2 plus 1. Gradually option D will be right. because P is equals to Q. P set is actually this thing itself. We have simplified this particular P set, nothing else. We have made this P set to in this manner. P set is theta such that tan theta is actually root 2 plus 1. For what values of theta? This is what we have done. We have done nothing else. We have simplified this particular set. Theta such that tan theta is root 2 plus 1. For what values of theta? Tan theta will give you, tan of that particular theta will give you root 2 plus 1. And similarly for this one, tan theta is actually root 2 plus 1. Same thing goes for over here. Q set also we have seen. Q set is also we have modified into theta such that tan theta is equals to 1 upon root 2 minus 1. Okay, and a similar logic. So root 2 plus 1 and 1 upon root 2 minus 1 both are the same. In case if you rationalize the 1, this will be the same. Okay, easy question. Chalo, next. Done, finish copying. Those who haven't done, you might take this down. Okay, done. Chalo, next. Next, tomato question. Easy question, not difficult. Tomato question. Solve this fast. Prove this. This is given and this is what you need to prove out. And this is a subjective question. Most probably you will find out at the very beginning of your subjective questions itself. Practice subjective questions in your tomato, you will find out this particular question. Okay. Lengthy but not difficult. Chalo. Saurabh has done, so I'll start. Sin to the power 4 alpha divided by a plus cos to the power 4 alpha divided by b is equals to 1 upon a plus b. This is given. Okay. So let's do some sort of simplifications over here. What is given, and then we can prove this thing. So sin to the power 4 alpha divided by a plus cos to the power 4 alpha divided by b. Let's do one thing. Write this cos to the power 4 alpha as 1 minus sine square. 1 minus sine square alpha the whole square. Okay. Basically cos square the whole square. So we can write this cos square as 1 minus sine square alpha whole square divided by b. And here we have 1 upon a plus b. Okay, so now simplify this thing. So here we have sine square alpha, sine to the power 4 alpha, and here we have a plus b. Best is, let us take the LCM itself. Take this AB on the right hand side. Okay, take the LCM, make this as b sine to the power 4 alpha plus, and this is a times 1 minus sine square alpha, the 1 minus sine square alpha the whole square. Let's break this. Let's not continue writing this thing. 1 minus sine square alpha is there. So this is actually 1 plus sine to the power 4 alpha. Break this, a minus b whole square formula. So 1 plus sine to the power 4 alpha minus 2 sine square alpha. Okay. And take this LCM AB on the right hand side. This becomes AB by a plus b. Okay, AB by A plus B. Then there comes this thing. So A plus B is there. Here we have B times sine to the power 4 alpha. What we can do now? Sine to the power 4 alpha. Acha, here we have sine to the power 4 alpha. Here also we have sine to the power 4 alpha. A times sine to the power 4 alpha. So you can take out sine to the power 4 alpha, make this as A plus B sine to the power 4 alpha plus this will become A minus plus A minus 2 times A sine square alpha. And right hand side we have AB upon A plus B. This much simplification we can do. Okay. Fine. What else we have? So now what we can do is we can cross multiply with this particular A plus B. So this will turn out to be A plus B whole square sine to the power 4 alpha plus here we have A times A plus B. So that's basically A square plus AB minus 2A sine square. This particular thing is 2A times A plus B sine square alpha, and right hand side we are left with AB because we are cross multiplying with A plus B. Okay, ultimately this is what we are getting. So any simplification we can get from here, A plus B whole square and sine to the power of 4 alpha. Achha. So one simplification you all can see from here, A square is there and this is there. One simplification you all can see from here. This is A plus B whole square and sine to the power 4 alpha. Okay. Minus 2AB, 2A times B. Okay. Jabe, A plus B whole square sine to the power 4 alpha and minus 2AB. This is A actually. This is A plus B sine square alpha. This is A and this is B. Minus 2AB. This is B. Okay. One small simplification will work from here. A plus B. Let's try this. A plus B whole square. What I am thinking in this way. A plus B whole square. If this is the whole square of this thing, A plus B times sine square alpha. A plus B times sine square alpha minus A the whole square. Will this work? Will this work? Here we have A plus B whole square sine to the power 4 alpha minus 2AB 2 times A plus B into sine square alpha. Yes, we have plus B square. So that is basically A square, and AB will cancel out from both sides. Will this work? Fine. Clear with this step? This is equal to 0 now. Okay. Just for the sake of simplification, we have done this thing. A plus B times sine square alpha minus A whole square is equals to 0. So ultimately what you're getting? Ultimately you're getting A plus B times sine square alpha minus A is equals to 0. Okay. So we can solve for sine square alpha from here. What is sine square alpha? Sine square alpha will be A by A plus B. Sine square alpha will be A by A plus B. Okay. We can find out sine square alpha. Why we are finding out sine square alpha? Because here what you need to prove is this value is equal to 1 by A plus B whole cube. So sine square alpha, if you find out, so we can get this easily. Sine to the power 8 alpha, isn't it? If we get what is sine square alpha, that is basically A by A plus B. You can easily find out sine to the power 8 alpha. Okay. So similarly, you can also find out cos to the power 8 alpha also, because you know sine square alpha. So gradually you can find out cos to the power 8 alpha also. How will you find out cos to the power 8 alpha or cos square alpha? First find out cos square alpha. So we can find out cos square alpha from 1 minus sine square alpha, isn't it? We can find out from 1 minus sine square alpha. So cos square alpha will be 1 minus sine square alpha basically. So that's simply 1 minus A by A plus B, isn't it? 1 minus A by A plus B. Clear? So that's how much? So that is b by a plus b. Clear? Fine with this? Bolo. Now you all can find it. Can you all find it now? You have got sine square alpha, you have got cos square alpha. You all can find out sine to the power 8 alpha. This particular value, what they are asked to prove. What they have asked to prove. This particular value, sine to the power 8 alpha. So what is this? Actually sine to the power 8 alpha, sine to the power 8 alpha divided by a cube plus cos to the power 8 alpha divided by b cube. Now what is sine to the power 8 alpha? We know sine square alpha. These values we know. We know these values. We know these values. Cos square alpha. What is cos square alpha? Cos square alpha is actually b by a plus b. So we know these values. Sine square alpha and cos square alpha. Okay. So now put this over here. So this we can write it as sine square alpha. Sine square alpha whole to the power 4. Okay. Divided by a cube. Okay. Plus cos square alpha whole to the power 4 divided by b cube. Okay. So put these values. That's all. Simple. Put these values and simplify. Sine square alpha, this is 1 by a cube times a by a plus b whole to the power 4 plus cos square alpha, this is actually, this was b by a plus b, so 1 by b cube times b by a plus b whole to the power 4. Okay. Now you all can simplify from here itself, at least. Simplify, you will get this answer to be 1 by a plus b whole cube. There will be cancellations. Here we have cancellations. Simplify, you will get this particular value. Very easy, nothing difficult over here. Okay. In case if you have done with some different process, different procedure, not in the same manner, then also it's fine. Whatever, but the sum needs to be proved actually. Fine. Take this down. Those who haven't done, take this down. Then we proceed to the next question. Tomorrow you have offline class. Those who have offline, you must come to the offline center. Chalo, next. Solve this fast. Then I'll show you the shortcut for this question. Fkx is this particular thing given. Some conditions are given. Find out f4x minus f6x. Find out, solve, and tell me the answer. first solve this, then I'll tell you the shortcut to solve this. B আসছে B দেখছি দাঁড়া one or two. Okay. Okay, so two of you have given. Any more answers? Or shall I start? Okay, I'm starting. Yes, B. Okay, chalo. First of all, if you formally solve this, this will take up a lot of time. I personally feel that JEE fellows have, while creating this particular question, have done some sort of mistake. Why the mistake? First of all, what they are asking for, f4x minus f6x. What is given? Fkx. This expression is given 1 by k times sine to the power kx plus cos to the power kx. So this is given. Okay. What they are asked to find out? They are asked to find out f4x minus f6x. Okay. So if you write down this particular expression, this will become 1 by 4 sine to the power 4x. Replace k by 4. Sine to the power 4x plus cos to the power 4x. And here this will become minus f6x. That is basically 1 by 6 times sine to the power 6x plus cos to the power 6x. Okay. So what is the idea? Ultimately, once if you try to solve this particular thing in the formal process, sine to the power 4x is there, cos to the power 4x is there, then sine to the power 6x is there, cos to the power 6x is there. So this will take up your time. Obviously, to simplify this is not, we have to simplify this particular thing, and then obviously you will be able to solve this thing, isn't it? You have to simplify this particular thing. Maybe you can break into a cube minus b cube and then solve, but that will be lengthy. So what is given in the question, that is exactly what you need to figure out. What is given, okay, and the option observation. On a personal feeling, I expect that JEE people have messed up while creating this particular question. Okay, because if I would have said the question, then this option two options maybe they may be constant. Over here, all of these options they have given constants. Whereas this is a function, all are in terms of x. All are in terms of x. The difference of this thing is given must come back to in terms of x. If they have given all of the options in terms of constants, which means that whatever is the difference that will result in constants, which means x terms will get cancelled out. First of all, number one. If I would have said the question, then two options would have been constant and two options would have involved x. Okay, so on a personal note, in that case you would have solved this particular thing, f4x minus f6x. So the benefit over here is all the four options are constant. All the four options are constant. Okay, so whatever is the difference, x terms will cancel out. Sine to the power 4x, cos to the power 4, entire thing will get cancelled out. Ultimately you will be left out with the constants. Difference will be constant. Obviously the two difference will be constant. So the thing is, one more thing, number two, this is point number one. Point number one was options observation, all are constants. Number two, point number two is where x belongs to R, this is given. So which means this particular expression will satisfy for all real values of x. For all real values of x, this particular expression will satisfy simply. Okay. You take any real values of x, this particular expression, this particular function will satisfy 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1. Any value you will take, this will get satisfied. Okay. So what I will do, I will use a simple shortcut trick. So these 2 points you have to note it. One is this particular 4 options are constant. Second is this particular x belongs to all real numbers. So what I do, I take the simplest possible values of x and replace x by 0. Okay. I take the simplest possible values of x, replace x by 0. So I'll get 1 by 4 minus 1 by 6, which is 1 by 12. Simplest possible values of x, because this expression is satisfied for all real values of x. So as this particular f4x and all, where k is greater than or equals to 1, f4x and f6x, their difference is also satisfied for all x belongs to R. So you can replace by any x belongs to R. This will give you some result. So the simplest possible values of x we know is 0. So replace this by x by 0, f40 minus f60. This is the simplest way, shortcut way to solve this. For these type of questions specifically, use shortcut to solve. This will save your time. Otherwise, you would have expanded this particular thing, sin to the power 6x, cos to the power 6x. You have to expand this thing. Maybe a cube plus b cube formula you have to use. Okay. Or maybe this particular expression, maybe in some whole square expression you have to express. It may be difficult in that case. So for these type of, specifically for these type of questions where we have larger values to find out, first of all, the first thing you will observe is the option. They are asking for the difference of 2 functions. Obviously, this 2 difference of functions will occur when? 2 difference of function will occur in constant. Options are given in terms of constant. Difference of 2 functions will obviously be resulting in x in terms of x. But right now they have given the options in constants. So which means the difference will result in constant. The difference f4x minus f6x will result in constant. So because they are resulting in constant, so gradually there might be some cancellations or some simplification, which will definitely give you a constant. So why not just simply use a simple possible values of x? Because of this fact that for any real values of x, this particular expression is satisfied. So gradually I simply use this stuff. So that's all how we solve. Okay. So observation to the question is a very important part over here. Chalo, solve this. Fifth one, solve this. This equation is not possible if x is real. For any real values of x, you will not get values of this particular thing. Means the right hand side is x plus 1 by x. You have to prove this basically. Proof based question. Nice proof based question actually. You have x plus 1 by x first of all. For any values of x, you will see you will not get any values of theta. Sin theta is equals to something like, suppose for x is equals to any values of x, suppose. Let's say I take the simplest value. Let's say x is equals to any real values they have mentioned. Suppose if I take x is equals to, let's say 1, suppose simple value I'm taking. 0 though won't be there because at 0 this will become undefined. X plus 1 by x is there. At 0 this will become undefined. At 0 1 by 0 will be there, right? So I am taking any values of x. Let's say simple values x is equals to 1. This will become 1 plus 1 by 1, which is 1 plus 1, which is 2. And I told you sin theta is actually lying in between -1 and 1. It cannot exceed -1 and 1, right? This point, do you remember this particular point from yesterday's lecture? That sin theta and cos theta lies between -1 and 1. Sin theta and cos theta lies between -1 and 1, the range of sin theta and cos theta basically. Okay. Domain is all real numbers. You will see later on domain range concept. Domain is all real numbers, but this particular thing, range is from -1 to 1. Sin theta, whatever is the value of theta, you take any values of theta, pi by 4, pi by 2, whatever you take. Output is always lying in between -1 and 1, will not exceed -1 and 1. Diagrammatically also we have seen in the yesterday's lecture. Okay. Sin theta is x plus 1 by x. This is given. So you take any value of x, this will not get satisfied. You won't find any theta. I told you a live example. Take 1. 1 plus 1 by 1 will become 2 and sine theta lies between. Sine theta is equal to 2. This has no meaning. Suppose if I take x is equals to 1, sine theta is equals to 1 plus 1. This will simply become 2 actually. Sine theta is 2, which has no meaning actually. Sine theta is 2 means sine theta itself lies between minus 1 and 1. So gradually this cannot be 2. For any theta you won't get at least 2. Okay. So how will you prove this formally? There are various different ways to prove it. How will you prove this formally? I'll show you two particular method to prove this. Acha, in what way you have to prove it? Basically, you have to first analyze the right hand side, x plus 1 by x. Okay, sine theta is fine. Sine theta is sine theta, whatever is sine theta left hand side. How will you analyze this particular right hand side, x plus 1 by x, so that this particular result, you can reach this particular result? First of all, there are two ways to do this particular thing. Okay, I'll show you two standard ways to do this particular thing. What is the standard way? So first way is this thing. You do remember this thing. It's a fact itself. There is a concept actually. So first learn the concept. This comes under inequalities. Okay. There is a very well-known inequality which you will learn further in inequalities, chapter of inequalities. AM is greater than or equals to GM. The AM-GM inequality, that is arithmetic mean, which means the average. Arithmetic mean is nothing but simply the average. Okay. Average. To average is what? A plus B by 2. Two quantities are there. So A plus B by 2. That is their arithmetic mean. And geometric mean is what? The product, like the root of that particular product. Root of that particular product. I'll tell you very important points. This is point number 1. Okay. From this is a very, very important inequality, and at least every year from this inequality questions are asked once at least. Every year questions are asked in your ISI entrance. Definitely question will be there from this concept. Okay. Once questions have been also asked in subjective also. Very easy question. So what is the average? Right now I am saying the general meaning. In detailed proofs and all we'll do under inequality, but this is the thing. Suppose if I take two numbers, A and B, suppose A and B are two numbers. Okay. So what is the arithmetic mean? AM will be A plus B by 2. Just simply the average of those two numbers, A plus B by 2. Okay. And what is the geometric mean? Geometric mean. Now geometric mean is a bit different. Root of that particular product means if two numbers are there, so we'll take the square root of AB. Suppose for instance, if three numbers were there, then we'll take the cube root. Okay. Suppose if three numbers were there, if three numbers were there, A, B and C. If three numbers are there, okay, then arithmetic mean would have been A plus B plus C divided by 3. And geometric mean would have been cube root of ABC. Cube root of ABC. Okay. And if suppose n number of roots are there, n number of numbers basically, n number of numbers are there. Let's say for instance A1, A2 I am taking in this manner. A1, A2, n number of numbers are there, n number of numbers. Any values. If suppose 4 number would have been there, then this would have been A plus B plus C plus D divided by 4. And geometric mean would have been fourth root of A, B, C, D. A times B times C times D. So if n number of numbers are there, in that case, AM will be what? AM will be A1 plus A2 and so on up to AN divided by N. And geometric mean would have been nth root of A1 times A2 times and so on up to AN. This is the main thing. Okay, this is the definition of AM and GM. Till now I haven't gone into the inequality part, but this is the definition of AM and GM I'm giving. Is the definition clear to all what we are discussing over here? The definition of AM and GM. How will you find out AM and GM? This is the definition I'm telling you. Okay, I hope definition is clear to all. So if definition is clear, then overall this is the inequality which you need to remember, that AM is greater than or equals to GM. Very, very important inequality. Very, very important. Okay. Very, very important inequality. AM is greater than or equal to GM. Now, what is the purpose of this inequality in this particular question? The purpose of this inequality is to just analyze this particular thing on the right hand side, x plus 1 by x. Analyze the right hand side, which is x plus 1 by x. The minimum value of x plus 1 by x is 2. But how do we prove that the minimum value of x plus 1 by x is 2? We can prove by this particular concept of AM and GM. Okay. So method number one. I'll show you both the methods, but this is a standard most way of proving this thing. X plus 1 by x. The minimum value of x plus 1 by x is 2. The minimum value, minimum to minimum, this will be 2. Why this is 2? Proof is very simple. I will simply apply AMGM on both of these quantities. Now, which are the two quantities? This is the most problems which you will face in inequality chapter. But right now it's an easy inequality, you all can see. These are the two quantities on which I will apply the AMGM inequality. In the place of A and B, here we have x and 1 by x. So x and 1 by x divided by 2, because there are two quantities, x and 1 by x. And this is greater than or equals to square root x times 1 by x. Okay. So x and x cancels out. Here we have square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1. So ultimately we are getting x plus 1 by x divided by 2 greater than or equals to 1. And if you cross multiply by 2, 2 being a positive quantity, you can multiply both sides by 2. So this will become greater than or equals to 2. This is the way how do we prove this particular inequality. X plus 1 by x is the minimum value of this is x plus 1 by x is greater than or equals to 2. The point number 1. Okay, this is point number 1. Is this clear? Is this clear to all? Method number 1. So what is the meaning of this thing? X plus 1 by x, the minimum value of x plus 1 by x is 2. So gradually, obviously, this particular thing, this x plus 1 by x sine theta, since the minimum value is 2, which is not possible, absolutely not possible, sine theta is equals to 2 will not occur. Sine theta lies where? Sine theta is less than or equals to 1. Maximum value of sine theta is 1. Maximum value of sine theta is 1. So gradually, which is not possible, maximum value of sine theta is 1. Maximum value of sine theta is 1. So therefore, there are no solutions. No values of x will satisfy. This is point number 1. Method number 1. You can solve in this manner, x plus 1 by x by the AMGM inequality part. Okay. Now what is method number 2? Method number 2 is simple, general method. General method. What is the general method? I simply simplify this thing. Very logical method. You will see from here itself. Very logical method. In method number 2, I have x plus 1 by x. Okay. What I do, I simplify this thing. I write it as, let's do one thing. Add and subtract 2, suppose. Add and subtract 2. I'm adding and subtracting 2. Okay. Why we are doing this? If we add and subtract 2 over here, one thing we can see, this particular portion will turn out to be root x minus 1 by root x whole square. This is root x minus 1 by root x whole square minus 2. Can I say this? Sorry, this particular thing, root x, this is +2. Make this as minus. Take minus over here and take plus over here. Take minus over here and take plus over here. Okay. Adding and subtracting concept remain the same. Adding, subtracting 2. Okay. This is root x minus 1 by root x. This particular thing, whole square, plus 2 is remaining. Okay. Root x square is, but if you break this thing, so you will what you will get is actually root x whole square, that is x, plus 1 by x the whole square, 1 by root x the whole square, that's simply 1 by x, and minus 2. Minus 2 but basically you will get minus 2 times root x into 1 by root x. So root x will cancel out from there. So you are left with 2 itself. Okay. Fine with this. So ultimately what you are getting, this is a positive quantity. This is a positive quantity. Root x minus 1 by root x is what? A positive quantity. This being a positive, this cannot, the minimum value this can take is 0. Isn't it? This cannot be negative at least. The minimum value root x minus 1 by root x will take is what? 0. This cannot be negative. If you take a negative value also, this will give back a positive value. So gradually the minimum value is what? 2. Because the minimum value of this particular expression is 0, and the minimum value of this particular expression 0 plus 2 will become what? 2. This entire expression plus 2 is there. Entire expression is what? 2. Okay. So that is why x plus 1 by x, this will become 2 in this case. Clear with this? Okay. This is the main idea of proving this thing. Now suppose you may ask the question, you haven't asked this question, how do we know, sir, that this is x is positive or x is negative actually? So in this case you can consider x to be positive. For negative also I'll show you. If x is negative, suppose, what happens in that case? For negative also I'll show you this will still not hold. For instance, if you consider this to be positive version, suppose if x is positive over here, what happens for x is negative? Suppose if x is in terms of minus, suppose for instance, I'll show you the general way. For instance, x is less than 0, suppose x is less than 0. Okay. If x is less than 0, x must be some quantity in negative. Okay. Let's say I take that negative quantity. Let's say I take that x to be what I can take. Let's say I take that x to be minus y. Let's say for instance, x is minus y. Okay, y being where y is greater than 0. Okay, y is greater than 0. This way I am taking. So what I need to do, basically x plus 1 by x, this will become minus y plus 1 by y, because I am replacing, I have taken x to be minus y, a negative quantity, x is less than 0, so gradually x is equals to minus y I have taken, so I will replace x by minus y. So minus y plus 1 by minus y, so entire minus, if you take common, so you will get y plus 1 by y. Okay, fine for this one. Now what is this quantity? Minus of this thing. You will if this is minus of y plus 1 by y, so what I will get from here, if you take one, I'll use the same concept. In the place of x plus 1 by x, here we have minus of y plus 1 by y, isn't it? So what I get from here, minus of y plus, I use the same concept, y plus 1 by y, minus 2 plus 2, the same concept. So this particular part will become what? This particular part will become root y minus 1 by root y whole square plus 2. Okay, fine with this. Again the same concept, minimum value of this thing is 0. Minimum value of this thing is 0. So 0 plus 2, this will become 2. So obviously this is less than or equals to minus 2. Again you are getting minus 2 over here. In the previous thing, this was what? This is greater than or equals to 2, because the minimum value of this thing was 0. So 0 plus 2 would have been, minimum value of this thing would have been 2. But in this case, here we have negative sign, right? Here we have negative sign. To balance this negative sign, the orientation of inequality will change and this will become -2. Maximum value in this case will be -2. Okay, if x is negative, but generally this is only sufficient, this proof is sufficient. This was a special case I am showing you. If suppose x is negative, what will happen? So for negativity also this will again still not hold. -2 you are getting anyways, -2 less than equals to -2, less than equals to -2, you're exceeding on the negative side of -2, -3, -4 likewise, obviously, which is not possible. Why? Sin theta lies between -1 and 1. Is this particular part clear to you? Bolo doubt thakle bolbe. If you have doubt, then do tell me. Is this particular part clear to you? What we have done so far? Doubt রাখবে না, doubt থাকলে বলবে। Which one? Which one? Which one? Second method, what we are doing is actually we are using the method of, means you can say method of completing squares actually. Okay, we are forcefully trying to bring this whole square over here. X plus 1 by x is actually x plus 1 by x minus 2 and plus 2. We are doing this adjustment over here, -2 and +2, this adjustment. Okay, this particular adjustment we are doing x plus 1 by x minus 2 and +2. So ultimately why we are doing this? The moment we do this, if you see this thing, this particular expression is what? This is actually x root x minus 1 by x, 1 by root x whole square. If you break this, what you will get basically root x whole square minus 2 times root x into 1 by root x plus 1 by root x whole square, है ना? हाँ, छोड़ x plus 1 by root x whole square, isn't it? That's what we'll get. So root x and root x will cancel out. Ultimately, we are left with x plus 1 by root x minus 2, isn't it? Clear up to this? What we are doing? Bolo. So ultimately, why we are doing this? We are seeing that this particular expression is a whole square in terms of whole square. Because of this is actually in terms of whole square, this cannot be negative. This cannot be negative. So because this cannot be negative, minimum value this can be 0. 0 square is 0. This can be 0. Minimum to minimum this can be 0. Okay. Minimum to minimum this can be 0. But this cannot be negative at least. Output cannot be negative at least, isn't it? Output cannot be negative. So because this is 0, so 0 plus 2, the minimum value of this is actually 2. Because this is a positive quantity, right? X square plus 1 basically, x square plus 1, x square plus 1. This is what? This is a strictly positive quantity. This is a strictly positive quantity. This cannot be 0 also, isn't it? This is a strictly positive quantity, right? X over here is positive. If you take negative values of x also, -1 whole square plus 1, -2 whole square plus 1, minus 0.5 whole square plus 1. Gradually this will not become 0 also. It is a strictly positive quantity. So this is exactly the same situation over here what we are having. In the place of x square, here we have root x minus 1 by root x whole square. This is always positive. So minimum to minimum this can be 0. Okay, minimum this can be 0. In the place of x square we have root x minus 1 by root x whole square. So minimum, if this is 0, so 0 plus 2, minimum value will be 2, right? বোঝা গেল এটা প্রতিম? বলো। bus this is only sufficient. If you are getting this expression is greater than or equals to 2, obviously you will get no solutions. Obviously you will get no solutions over here. And this is an extra separate case I have shown just for confirmation. Extra separate case I have shown, x is less than 0, what will happen? So I have considered for x less than 0, obviously you will have a negative quantity over here. So I have taken x is less than 0 for which I have considered this x is equals to minus y. A special case I am showing you. Suppose if you ask the question, how do we know that if this is negative or positive? If x is negative, suppose if x is negative, then x is equals to minus y. Any negative quantity I have taken, y can be 1, y can be 2. If y is 1, then this will be x will be minus 1. So in this case, in general, I have taken x is equals to minus y. So replace this over here in this expression. You will get a minus of y plus 1 by y. Ultimately, you are getting this y plus 1 by y minus 2 plus 2. Same expression, same thing. You are arriving to the same situation, and because of this minus sign, orientation of inequality will change. But less than, this was greater than or equals to, this will become less than or equals to. Maximum, this cannot be minus 2 actually in that case, if x is negative actually. Okay, this is not required actually for this particular proof. This is only sufficient, this particular thing. This first part is only sufficient. Okay, because of this minus sign, this inequality will change. You will get a maximum value in that case. I hope the others are clear also. You have understood this particular two methods, how I have shown you. So two methods I have shown you. One is by AMGM and the second one is this particular method. Achha. Next is one more way is also there. One more way is there. That is a simpler way. One more way can be also there. You will find out this particular way in various books also. This particular way might be given. Method number 3 you may consider. Method number 2 and method number 3 is a bit similar method. Okay. What method number 3 is given? Basically, you are given this particular expression. Sine theta is actually x plus 1 by x. Okay. So over here, if I square both sides, suppose if I square both sides, so I'll get x square plus 1 by x square plus 2, suppose, right? If you square both sides actually. Okay. So what I get ultimately, x square plus 1 by x square plus 2. So if I simplify this a bit, suppose over here I have x square plus 1 by x square minus 2. I want to bring minus 2. But here we have plus 2. So gradually I need to bring plus 4 over here, isn't it? Plus 4 minus 2 will become plus 2. So I bring plus 4 over here just to balance this particular 2 over here, right? So if I get this thing x square plus 1 by x square minus 2 plus 4, and this part is what? This part is actually x minus 1 by x whole square. X minus 1 by x whole square, right? Plus 4. And obviously the same logic, x minus 1 by x whole square, minimum to minimum, this can be 0. So 0 plus 4, the minimum value of this thing is 4, right? Ultimately, you are proving that sine square theta is actually greater than or equals to 4, which is impossible. Impossible. Why? Because if sine theta lies between minus 1 to 1, if you square both sides, sine square theta, maximum value will be 1. Whatever you take sine theta lies between minus 1 and 1. So gradually, if you take sine square theta, obviously it will not exceed 1. Sine square theta is 1 square, which is 1 only basically. It will not exceed 1, isn't it? Because of this being a positive quantity, sine square theta is a positive quantity. Maximum to maximum, this cannot be. This can be 1 actually. Okay. Sine square theta is less than or equals to 1. Why this is impossible? Since sine square theta is less than or equals to 1. Good, good. Any of these three methods will work actually. Jeta Khushi. Any of these three methods will simply work out. You may take this down with method 1, method 2, method 3. So method 1 with AMGM, with the help of AMGM, we have done this. Okay. Remember, I am telling you, you need to remember this thing. You will face this elsewhere in mathematics section. In various chapters, you will face this. X plus 1 by x, minimum value of this thing is always 2. X plus 1 by x, minimum value of this thing is 2. And for formality, we actually take mod of 1 by x. Mod of x plus 1 by x actually. Mod of x plus 1 by x is greater than or equals to 2 actually. For formality, we take mod on both sides. Mod of 2 is 2 only, so x plus 1 by x is mod of x plus 1 by 2. Minimum value of this expression is 2. Generally, we use this thing actually. Okay. Remember. Chalo, next. Let's go over to the next question. Solve. Eliminate theta for this particular these two expressions. You have to eliminate theta and you have to make a expression in terms of a and b basically. Okay. Very basic question. If you understand what they're trying to say, you have to eliminate theta and you have to bring an expression in terms of a and b. From this particular entire expression, you have to bring something in terms of a and b. Eliminate theta at least. So what is that particular expression? Eliminating theta. Let's do some questions on this particular same concept. Eliminate theta. Second equation. Oh, sorry, this is a square sec square theta. A square sec square theta. Thank you. A square sec square theta. Typing mistake. A square sec square theta minus b square tan square theta. बोलो yes बोलो. No one has done it. A square minus 2b square is equals to 7. So let's verify. Answer to nahi. Since I don't have the answer, let's verify this thing. Acha, so what you have? A sec theta. You have to eliminate theta, means you have to bring something in terms of only a and b. So what I do? This is given a sec theta minus equal to 1 minus b tan theta. So what I do, I have a sec theta, acha, a sec theta plus b tan theta, and right hand side we have 1. Okay, simple expression. Like here we have a square, now here we have a square minus b square. Break this a square minus b square formula, a plus b into a minus b. So a sec theta minus b tan theta into a sec theta plus b tan theta. So already I know the value of, directly try to write this, a sec theta plus b tan theta is given to be 1, right? So this will become what? Can I say from here? Here we have a sec theta minus b tan theta is equal to 5. After simplification, basically, can I write it? A sec theta minus b tan theta is equals to 5. Clear? So now, next what? Simply add them up. You find out what is sec theta from here. What is sec theta? What is sec theta from here? Sec theta will be 3 by a. Okay. Try to reduce your calculations as much as possible. Do not write extra calculations. You don't have so much of time. 2a sec theta, basically, if you add both of these, simply add these two expressions, 1 and 2. Okay. Simply add both of these expressions. What you will get? This will get cancelled out, right? And left hand side you will have 2a sec theta. Right hand side you will get 6. So sec theta will be 3 by a. Clear? So try to reduce your number of calculations, steps for calculations, you know. Obviously you have to do that because you don't have so much of time for calculations. So similarly, what you will do, subtract them, subtract these two, you will get tan theta from here. What is tan theta? What is tan theta from here? So once you subtract them, what is tan theta? Subtract, do 1 minus 2, do 1 minus 2. What is tan theta? Minus 2 by b. Tan theta will be minus 2 by b, isn't it? Tan theta will be minus 2 by b. Once you add, once you subtract. If you add, you will get sec theta. If you subtract, you will get tan theta. Is this clear to all? Fine. So what you need to do, you have to eliminate theta. Yeah, and you know that we have a relation between tan theta and sec theta, right? Tan theta and sec theta. What is that? 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta, right? So sec square theta minus tan square theta is 1. So we can simply write it from there itself. Sec square theta minus tan square theta is equals to 1. So theta is gone now. So what is this actually? 9 by a square minus 4 by b square is equals to 1. হ্যাঁ সিম্পলিফাই করলে তাই আসবে। फोर ए स्क्वायर by b square. Okay, ultimately this is the solution. Achalo, let's do some more questions on this particular logic, same logic. Okay, let's do some more questions on this particular same logic. Concept is the same. You have to eliminate theta. You have to eliminate theta. Anyhow, you have to eliminate theta. Not by solving. Eliminate theta from this particular logic. Similar logic. Okay. Eliminate theta from these two expressions. Cosec theta minus sin theta is equals to m and sec theta minus cos theta is equals to n. From these two expressions, eliminate theta and tell me what you're getting in terms of m and n. Definitely you will get the answer in terms of m and n. Relations will be in terms of n and n. So let's do this. Cosec theta minus sin theta is m, right? So what I can do from here, here we have cosec theta. Let's turn this to be sin theta. Here we have sin theta, so make this as sin theta, 1 by sin theta. Okay, 1 by sin theta minus sin theta is equals to m. Okay, and here what I get from here, sec theta minus cos theta. So make this as cos theta. Let's bring in terms of cos theta. Basically, I turn from here I get this as 1 by cos theta minus cos theta is equals to n. Okay, I can take the LCM and simplify also. So here if I simplify the first one, so I get 1 minus sine square theta divided by sine theta. Okay, and this is equals to m, and 1 minus sine square theta is cos square theta. So cos square theta divided by sine theta is equals to m. Similarly, 1 minus cos square theta divided by cos theta is equals to n, and 1 minus cos square theta is actually sine square theta divided by cos theta is equals to n. Okay, these two relations we are getting. This is the first one and this is the second one. These two relations we are getting from here. Okay, so from the first part, what I can do from here, from the first one, I can find out what is I can find out what is sine theta from here, right? From this particular part, basically I can find out what is sine theta. What is sine theta? Because ultimately I need to use some relation between, if I use the relation between sine square theta and cos square theta, then we are very much done. Okay, basically I need to eliminate theta, everything, and I need to bring in terms of m and n only. Entire expression in terms of m and n only. Okay, so what I do, I can find out sine theta from here. Sine theta is actually cos square theta by m. Okay, sine theta is cos square theta by m. Fine. So take this sine theta, value of sine theta, put this in this second equation. What I get from here? So I get sine theta is cos square theta by m. So this is cos sine square theta is given. So this will become cos to the power 4 theta, cos to the power 4 theta divided by m times cos theta. And take this value and put this over here in the second expression. Okay. So this is m square. Sorry, this will become m square. M square cos theta is equals to n. Okay, so this is getting simplified. Cos theta, one of the cos theta gets cancelled out from here. Here we have cos cube theta. Okay, so cos cube theta is actually, you're getting cos cube theta is actually m square n. So what is cos theta? Cos theta is actually m square n whole to the power 1 by 3, basically cube root of this thing. So cos square theta will be what? What is cos square theta? Cos square theta is m square n whole to the power 2 by 3. Why we are finding out cos square theta? Because we want to utilize the relation sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. Okay, sine square theta and cos square theta is 1. We want to utilize that particular relation. That's why we are using this concept cos square theta, finding out cos square theta. Okay, so similarly we have found out cos square theta. So similarly you find out what is sine square theta. Okay, similarly find out what is sine square theta. So what is sine square theta? Sine theta we can find out what is sine theta given. We know sine theta is cos square theta by m, right? So now we have got the value of cos square theta. So now we can find out sine theta from here, isn't it? Sine theta we have got. Sine theta is what? Sine theta is initially we have simplified. We have sine theta is cos square theta by m. So cos square theta is actually m square n whole to the power 2 by 3 divided by m. Okay, divided by m. Now simplify this thing. What are you getting from here? M square n whole to the power 2 by 3 divided by m. So what are you getting from here? This is actually m to the power 4 by 3, m to the power 4 by 3, and then n to the power 2 by 3 divided by m. Ultimately this is 4 by 3 minus 1. So this is ultimately 1 by 3, m to the power 1 by 3, n to the power 2 by 3. Okay, clear? So this is actually your sine theta. This is sine theta. Now what is sine square theta? Obviously square both sides. Sine square theta will be m to the power 1 by 3 and n to the power 2 by 3 the whole square. Okay, somewhat like this. This is a sine theta. Clear? Bolo. হ্যাঁ ওরকমই কিছু একটা আসবে বিশাল একখানা বাজে expression. Sine square theta is m to the power 1 by 3, n to the power 2 by 3 whole square. This is ultimately what you are getting. Now simply use this relation. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. We have got sine square theta in terms of m and n, cos square theta in terms of m and n. So use this relation. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So use this. So we have m to the power 1 by 3, n to the power 2 by 3 whole square plus cos square theta. This is m square n whole to the power 2 by 3. This is equals to 1. Now you just need to simplify this thing. You can further simplify if you want. This particular left hand side expression, you can write this as here we have m 1 by 3 whole to the power 1 by 3 is there. Okay, here we have whole square. So what you can do is you can write this as ultimately you can write this as m square n whole to the power 2 by 3 plus mn square whole to the power 2 by 3, mn square whole to the power 2 by 3, mn square whole to the power 2 by 3 plus m square n whole to the power 2 by 3 is equals to 1. Clear? This is our required relation. Now fine, with these type of problems, only 2 or 3 problems are there. More or less you will find out in JEE books, you will find out 2 or 3 problems of this type. Other than these things, there are several problems are there more or less, but these are the few fundamental problems. If you solve 2 or 3 problems of this type, that is enough. Questions have not been asked from this particular section, but you can never reject any question. It may be asked, it may not be asked. So solve all types of questions. So these are some sort of questions, some sections of questions where we have eliminating theta. Okay, now take down one more question for your homework based on the same type. So this question is given as a proof that concept, but the concept is the same. You have to eliminate theta from here. Okay, that is based on, it is given in such a way that it is a proof that concept, but the thing is concept remains the same. You have to eliminate theta from here. Nice question. You try out this first and then I'll help out. And those who have tomorrow offline class, I'll check their copy this particular question. Solve it by tomorrow itself and come to the class itself. Okay.